eclectic method.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until their client either buys or fucking dies!
We're going all the way today. Hang in there, guys.
Sober. Fucking sucks. Boring, right? So boring. I want to kill myself.
So boring.
So long. Too long.
All right, we're good there. We're good there. Cut it. Cut it now.
I swear to God, Joe, if you talk over eclectic method the next time we do it, I'm not coming back.
The disrespect. My
You
fucking
started
goodness.
it. You started it. I just chimed in.
That's right. Easy gets the idea here. Hit that like, boys. If you're watching from out there in the metaverse, wherever you might be, do that thing. The like button, the subscribe, the share with your friends. I want those graphics that pop up. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Literally just an idiot here, clicking one or two buttons along the way. That's it. That's all you're going to get out of me. Whatever. Good to see you guys. How you doing?
I'm afraid to try to like or subscribe. I'm going to do it from my mobile phone.
That works.
Otherwise, if I do it from my computer, it might mess something up.
You
GM,
might
sir.
break
GMs.
Things. Yeah, GMs
to
to
everybody.
GMs to all of you. Weird day. I feel like I've been saying weird day a lot, but it feels like a weird day. Like, fuck, man. Like, crypto running the past couple days comes to a screeching halt now, but people still feeling kind of excited, but also people feeling kind of scared, but also I can't get a sense of what's going on, but also it sounds like an exchange is getting fucked, but also like just it's a lot of weird I can't get a feel for what's happening here. Is that me like kind of unplugged today and not getting stuff, or is that what's happening?
I thought it was a pretty chill day, like but now that you mention it like that, yeah, it kind of sounds like pandemonium a little bit. Maybe it's just because like I kind of like shrug my, like every time it's like, oh, Sec is going after another project. Oh, okay, I think they're running out of bullets.
Don't break the laws. Don't break the laws, boys. Don't break the laws. You'll be okay.
So we're talking a little about KuCoin, and we're going to get into that. I know nothing about it. I'm hoping one of you three beautiful bastards do, because I don't. Joe, how you doing, man?
Good, very good. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, hang on. Andy here with the political questions.
Oh God,
Andy. I'm not going to say what you told me last night, but no, who's his pick for VP? Larry David, I hope.
is it Aaron Rodgers?
It was a girl, a lady.
Is it really?
Pretty sure.
It's okay.
It's a lady.
It's a lady.
I cannot do impressions, but I would do the ladies' man impression.
Nicole Shannon.
I don't know who that is. Hang on.
Google it.
We're getting right into politics. It's what you're here watching Inside NFTs for. Okay, hang on, Nicole.
It'd be great if it was like one of Trump's ex-floozies. That would be awesome.
It'd be great if it was Molly Shannon.
Oh,
is that her?
Hi.
I like her. I think she's a phenomenal politician. Is that not her? I'm guessing not.
I mean, maybe on the bottom right or something. Who knows?
Okay. I've
Former
never heard of this
CEO
woman.
Google.
The
Is she a-
Lewinsky lookalike.
Oh.
Man.
The former CEO of Google's ex-wife.
Okay.
Now that's a qualification.
Wow. Low bar. Thanks to Mr. Trump, who actually, by the way, like total coincidence, but we actually are going to talk about today. Because why not? Man, weird day again, like not just the stories and like just like personally, just it's been like chaos all freaking day. Part of that is spring break here and just like extra, chaos behind the scenes. I got to tell you something I'm really proud of today. I've been dabbling in clickbaity titles and stuff, and I had one that worked really well, like really well. So like in the title of my video, or at least in my tweet this morning, I wrote that Trump NFTs are blocked from trading. And I feel like I put on OpenSea. Like I think I did, but I know I definitely said that. Like I was pretty clear in my video. And again, I feel like in my tweet I said that, but like a buddy from work message, he's like, dude, this isn't quite right. He was saying something like, hey, what's going on here? Like, they're not really blocked, right? You can trade them on Magic Eden. I'm like, yeah, I got that in the video. Anyway, long story short, it got a buddy of his. He saw the tweet. He took it, brought it to the Discord. He's like, guys, this is like, look, check out what's going on. It worked. My clickbait worked. I'm really proud of that. It's it's like memeing. You need to have a game there, and I didn't think I had it. Maybe developing it. So thank you, Biggie.
Wow.
Biggie appreciates
man.
it. Fuck you guys.
Hell yeah. Copywriting is an art form for sure. And that's part of, I think, writing clickbaity titles and stuff like that is part of that. So good on you, man. Keep at it, dude. Big fan of like the open loops and stuff like that. It's cool.
It's it. It's an art.
So you were aware that you were clickbaity that title?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, you definitely got to do that. It's what people do. It's the game others play, and so you have to play it. So you got to sensationalize stuff a little bit. I try to be I try to be accurate, but also leave a little vague.
So you tried to scare people to say that the bags that they bought would no longer be sellable. Is that what was going on?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Joe and I don't play that game.
No,
Joe and I, we don't play that.
We're a
I
fucking
get it.
straight arrow,
You're
dude.
putting the doubt in their heads. And so they might.
The title of my video would have been Trump NFTs unable to be bought or sold or tradable on one platform, but open on all other platforms.
Donald,
so
there you go.
Mild concern, people.
Wow.
It's a great title.
Donald Trump NFTs tradable only on OpenSea until beginning back on January 1st, 2025. But right now you can still trade. I get it. Yeah, something like that, right? Good.
Get into it, sir.
Real good.
Forecast 500. Ooh.
Do you want to do this, Henry? Do you want to give us the forecast
Yeah.
update?
It looks green, hence the green rug behind me. We're doing good, guys. If you take a snapshot of where we were a year ago, we're doing a lot better. And as you can see in the chart, things go up and down.
They do both, sometimes really close to each other. Yeah, again, kind of unplugged, so I didn't really know where we're at today, but it seems like crypto, pumping the brakes a little bit, right? Actually, shit, we're back under 70K.
Yeah, it seemed like by the beginning of the day for us in America that it was looking like it was going to be a strong day. And then basically it started to stall and then kind of retrace a little bit. That's kind of what I think. And it could have been that KuCoin news that basically was the catalyst of it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming so. But yeah.
That would make a ton of
over.
sense. I was kind of scratching my head of like why, and that makes perfect sense. So I guess we'll get into KuCoin because I'm really curious what's actually happening there. I want to peek at NFT floor prices just to see if they're kind of down as well, because you get that combo of crypto down and floor prices down, and you got a real bad mix. So here's Solana NFT floor prices. This is over on Magic Eden. Yeah, I mean, kind of mixed bag, but pretty red in the top collections there, that's for sure. And then over on ETH, well, kind of a different story. I think a little more green over there. A little more. I don't know. I'll say a mixed bag there. But let me peek too. I want to see any collections that are maybe popping up here today, maybe doing some numbers. I'll tell you what I have seen here. Something I kind of want to get into. I might have even named the show with this a little, but BRC20s.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like normally I keep this filter on. I don't want to see the BRC20s in the collection rankings. But I'll tell you what, dude.
Idiot moment for me.
Yeah.
What's a BRC20, Huda?
Or do you not know, or are you asking for the sake of like informing people?
I think I'm asking a little of both.
Okay. I dig it. BRC20s are fungible tokens over on Bitcoin. Yeah, picture meme coins. Like all the meme coins that have been popping off over on Base and over on Solana. Bitcoin never had fungible tokens before.
And fungible obviously is like a dollar bill. Like you can print many copies of the same thing, where a non-fungible is like a one of one sort of situation.
Yes, sir, you nailed that. Although, no, we could get real technical with that, yeah, that's kind of it. But okay, and the only reason I want to bring up BRC20s is like I've noticed that they're kind of a leading indicator for the rest of the Bitcoin ecosystem pumping. And so watch this, guys. In like 2 weeks here, watch and see if ordinals start really rocking, because I've noticed this cycle after cycle now. You see BRC20s picking up steam here on Bitcoin, and then again, a couple of weeks later, you see ordinals explode. Like, I don't know if there's an exact science to it. It's just something I noticed. So when I notice it now, I'm certainly pointing it out. And I'm going to roll with it because it's worked the past few times. I think we're going to see a nice Bitcoin ordinal pump here. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm starting to get things right every so often, right?
Yeah.
Was that you, Joe?
Pretty good.
No way, dude. No way.
Did you get a thingy?
A whoop?
No, that wasn't me, dude.
Oh,
did
God.
you get a Stream Deck? Is that what it's called?
No, I did not. I want to, but I have not got one yet. You'll know when I get the Stream Deck.
How did you bloop me?
I don't by accident. I sent a text via my computer and it blooped somehow. So
It was
that's
perfect.
Okay, good. Good. I wasn't paying attention, so I'm glad that it worked within the context of the show.
Well, you should be our soundboard guy.
Mhm.
Okay. I found this, and I just want to show this before we get into real stuff.
That's large.
It's a big old fruit.
No, it's not.
This weird looking plant using your hand, a sticky liquid comes out of it. So what is this weird plant, and is it harmful or not? This plant is called bitter ginger plant.
Anyway.
Bitterginger.eth.
Do you follow Science Girl?
I do not.
She's like one of the most entertaining accounts, like really cool stuff on that account. I was surprised to see that one. Also, I'm pretty sure it's a guy running it. You know how you can sometimes tell if it's a guy or girl based on like how they phrase things and stuff?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a guy.
Is this a crypto related account?
No, not at all. No, but informative, like entertaining, yeah. And that one, for whatever reason, very entertaining. So, oh God,
something about juicing your returns.
Yes, we got to meme that thing, somehow, some way. Marty, I'm surprised about that. Actually, I'm curious. We got to chat. I would think you'd like RFK. Maybe. I don't know.
He sounds like Henry does, doesn't he? He's like more raspy, but basically sounds like Henry.
They sound
dude
identical.
can put up on the incline bench though. You
Yeah,
gotta respect that.
He's jacked. He's jacked. All right, I'm peeking at sales today too, by the way. So we're already beating yesterday, which is great. So regardless of whatever crypto's doing right now, sales looking good. Trade profits back over 1 million, which arbitrary number, like as far as it's a threshold I look for. It's just 1 million's the number I like to see us cross. And when we're like negative, especially, not good. Like if traders are losing on their trades, makes me at least feel like they're going to pull back on trading. But again, this is just from looking at the numbers so damn much. Like I feel like when we're over 1 million, it kind of can snowball. So I don't know. Market looking pretty okay. Crypto stuff aside, we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so the KuCoin story. What exactly is happening there? I'm going to pull up the article, but whoever happens to know what's actually going on there, fill us in, please.
Yeah. Department of Justice basically charged 2 people in KuCoin with basically KYC, AML, or lack thereof charges. Bank Secrecy Act. It all revolves around the Bank Secrecy Act. So if you're selling to US-based customers, you have a duty to KYC, know your customer, and you're supposed to have, or you have to have in place AML, anti-money laundering. Like the KYC AML goes hand in hand. So if you're selling to US customers, you have to have these things in place. So that way you're not selling to a terrorist group in North Korea, Russia, etc. These guys basically made no attempts to do that. I think it was July of 2023 when they found out they were under investigation by the feds. They implemented KYC, but they only implemented it to people who created new accounts. They didn't go back to customers and say you can't access your funds without KYC AML. And so basically the federal government basically said like, yeah, you didn't do shit to actually try. Not only did you not do shit to actually try to conform to our laws, you actually went further than that, and you told investors that you were not selling to U.S. customers. Because anybody who's investing would be like, well, okay, you're selling securities potentially to U.S. based customers. Do you guys have KYC AML? And they're like, yeah, we don't have any U.S. based customers, which is crazy. Meanwhile, they were posting on Twitter, etc., saying like, hey, if you're in the U.S., don't worry about this KYC stuff. You're fine.
Okay, so they're shady. They're full on shady.
I mean, I think you could probably say like they didn't really make any attempt to conform to the regulations that we have. And when you're selling these things, you need to do that. Otherwise, people confuse SEC actions versus DOJ actions. SEC is all civil side, whether it's a slap on the wrist, a penalty. DOJ is like the handcuff kind of shit. But these guys are in China. So while they file charges, I don't know whether it would actually result in anything.
Okay, that's what I'm curious. Like, what are the implications of it? Does it mean they possibly have to shut down like U.S. operations? And also, like, how big of an exchange is KuCoin?
$5 billion, I think they did in volume. I think $5 billion with an outflow of $4 billion. And I don't know if that was strictly U.S. or total, but I mean, you're talking $1 billion exchange. KuCoin, like in fact, if I remember right, no, that was Kraken. Which was the purple one? Was that Kraken or KuCoin?
Yeah, that was Kraken.
Purple's Kraken.
Yeah, I was just say Kraken was doing
they're like
some NFT stuff.
Yeah, they're neck and neck basically, 6 and 7. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's a big deal, and at the same time, like again, I don't think China's going to extradite them.
And it's like, man, we survived the FTX thing. Like we more than survived, like we like thrived after that, you could say. So
this is not a black swan event,
a black swan event.
And the thing is, without droning too far on any of the stuff, is one thing that I think concerns me a little bit is you have this last meta was all about coins, right? ICOs effectively, and all of these projects think that geo-blocking, meaning, hey, you need to check this box that says you're not an American citizen. People think like that suffices for the Bank Secrecy Act, and it does not. Like I've read the documents. I mean, it's like the Bank Secrecy Act's like a 53-page or so, maybe 75-page PDF for money transmitters, etc. Long story short, geo-blocking does not exempt you from following KYC AML, and the duty is on the person selling to a U.S. based customer.
Interesting.
Is it bullshit? I mean, I think that they were saying that they qualified that ETH and Bitcoin were commodities and within like kind of the with their indictment. But I mean, there's a bunch of questions that I thought were kind of retraced sort of issues that they've kind of tried to sue everyone for. They tried to sue Coinbase. They tried to sue all these people. And there's been no real sort of definitive answer on if it's a security, if it's a commodity, if it's whatever. So I'm just kind of curious if it's just one of these sort of long line of like indictments that just is them being assholes.
Yeah.
No, I think there's some of that.
There's definitely that.
Yeah. And how do you KYC, like, how are they getting their money out if it wasn't like getting your banks involved? Like, what do they have, like a blank card or something like that? Like, how are they accessing funds without kind of knowing your customer? Do we know?
There might be a difference between how you off ramp, linking your bank account versus, okay. There might be a difference between how you off ramp it versus,
how you start
versus KuCoin themselves. And one of the things, if you read in like the indictment, is that they were saying you can't say that you didn't know that you were selling to US based customers because you guys were in fact grabbing like the IP addresses from people. And so you knew where these people were coming from because you were tracking this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
Like you like never know what the day's gonna bring ever. Just I think always at this point expect that the SEC, which this was the SEC, right?
No, this was the Department of Justice.
Well, it's Commodity Futures Trading Commission, I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
CFTC in conjunction with the DOJ. And the thing is, with all of this type of stuff, like as soon as they bring the DOJ in, it's like a whole different set of, I mean, criminal. So it's we talked about this. We've talked about this for the better part of a year. There is a day of reckoning that's still coming. I think that people think that if Coinbase wins, everybody's good to go.
Yeah.
If Yuga Labs wins, everybody's good to go. At the end of the day, if you are not following KYC AML and you're selling to US based customers, which many of these tokens have, with basically projects that absolutely check all the boxes of the Howey test, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get served and get penalized for what they're doing.
That's scary. Like, I don't know. It's I'll say for myself, like my guard is down. As careful as I've been, and like I've always told you, I operate assuming like everyone's under investigation or something. But like recently, I have let my guard down, and I feel like it's just nothing but, you know, like smooth sailing ahead. And today kind of shakes me, even though again, KuCoin, I don't think it's going to have the biggest impact, but it's a good reminder that there's more.
There's more dominoes that can fall, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
big ones too, I guess, right?
I mean, they were saying kind of like during the bear, it was like Coinbase, it was FTX happened. There was just like a fucking, just a tumbling domino effect of just shit that was happening. And everyone was like, well, there's nothing else, guys. Like everything bad that could have happened. And then KuCoin, you know, happens today. And it's like, okay, yeah, there's always going to be news. China's going to ban our shit. There's always stuff that can kind of throw kind of a monkey wrench into the gears. But also, that's the smartest I've ever heard Henry sound, which was he said like something about a Howey effect. And he was like very adamant about the Department of Justice. He was like, be careful, you're going to get arrested. He
knows his shit. He really does. Like, man.
Interesting. This came out of the Southern District of New York. That's the main jurisdiction that handles these bigger cases. They're handling Coinbase. They're handling Kraken. By the way, I think regardless of what happens with this, I don't think it has the same type of effect as like what Coinbase is going up against. So like, okay, they get charged. If they even see their day in court, I don't think it matters nearly the same as what we're going to find with Coinbase.
So do you think that they're going to be found guilty or not guilty?
I think that they will be okay. I don't know enough about it to say for sure, but if they weren't following KYC AML standards in the Bank Secrecy Act, then I think at the end of the day, they are probably fucked. I think they'll have a severe penalty, but it's a completely different set of facts than what Coinbase is going up against, which is, are you selling securities? So I think they're almost like two completely separate issues that don't necessarily affect each other.
And maybe different purposes too, right? I think like sometimes the weaponization of financial like law is used or aimed sometimes on purpose into certain entities, right? Whether to handicap them or like prevent them from entering a particular space or such. You know, either way, it's a monkey on your back. It's going to cost you time, money, and stress, and you won't be able to operate the same way again. That's what happened we saw what happened to Binance, right? And it's still a behemoth, but you know, there's certain areas and certain things that it is unable to do anymore, and it probably cost them a lot of money. I think that's what you're seeing here. I'm always very curious about who the puppet master is behind all these things, because sometimes, you know, while they come with this sanctimonious, like it's in the name of our protection, many a times the people that are actually orchestrating this or aiming these institutions at these things are like your competition, right? You know, to keep you out or to kneecap you. I think what worries me more, I don't know about you, Henry, is like when you zoom out, the macro is, you know, this kind of repellence now that you see around the whole world banking infrastructure and financial rails of the world, right? Where you see like the BRIC nations now trying to separate themselves and find an alternative to like the petrodollar standard that's been set up, right? That the United States has benefited from for so long, right? But when you see like the United States continue to abuse this power, like they did with Russia in the Ukraine war, where they actually went into Switzerland and forced these banks that had been notorious for years to be like neutral in this regard and freeze their assets. Well, you know, you can say that was the correct thing to do. You know, Russia's a bad actor and we need to stop them somehow. But you just weaponize something that other nations around the world will be looking at and saying, well, you know what? I need an alternative because this can happen to me, you know? And if you're able to just, you know, frame your argument in this huge carpet bomb, like you know what these legal documents look like. They're like this thick. They basically can hit you with anything. Then that's when you start thinking, hey, I need alternatives. Now, there's some bad parts there where you do have, you know, the BRICS kind of coordinating to try to use the Chinese renminbi, but at the other end, you know, you have crypto as an alternative.
Okay, crypto.
Huda, one last thing before we talk about ships slamming into bridges.
And just, you know, we have 5 minutes until we get to a segment. Biggie, you're going to like this segment because it's going to feel very familiar to you, but similar. No, not similar. It's like a Rate My Bags. We're just going to come up with a different title for it, but we need to set the stage for a Rate My Bags. It's either like How's My Sack. It's, you know, something. We're going to come up with the right name. But anyway.
Okay. Last point. TFTC referenced Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin being commodities, which was interesting. Yeah, that was maybe it doesn't matter, but that was a reference in the indictment.
Yeah.
In this one.
In this one, that they were selling commodities.
Didn't I say that earlier?
Ethereum, Litecoin.
You mentioned commodities. Yeah, you did. But I don't know that you mentioned specifically that they had said Ethereum. You know, it's part of that territorial thing. CFTC wants it to be a commodity.
Oh, I did.
But Joe, you probably did. Nice job, sir. Nice.
You are on fire right now, so I love it.
Joe, dude, you like again, he's so much this sounds shitty, and I don't mean this to sound shitty. He's way smarter about this shit than anybody realizes.
You know, when he's not drawing a picture or working on a separate thing while the show is going on, he's amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
It's true. Speaking of, oh God, I wanted to tell a cool Kong story. I'll save that for tomorrow. I was not going to bring this up at all today. This has no reason to be, you know, discussed here, except you said a Black Swan event earlier, and that's just like my dumb monkey brain went right to this. And
Natalie Portman.
Like that's a thing.
Yeah,
an interesting thing.
Is this that's not an oopsie, is it? Like, oh no. Oops.
You know, NAV rules can be complicated. Spent some time in the Coast Guard, so a little bit familiar with it. But crashing into a giant bridge pylon is that's a mistake. That's a giant mistake. I would say that's bad.
Is that your gut feeling? Is that an accident?
Oh yeah. Is it no. Is it a government conspiracy that happened? Does anyone think that?
Marty, tell me what you think too, bro.
Of course he does.
I can't.
Of course he does.
Marty is so one of us, Henry.
Is it weird? Like, did any of you, when you saw this, like think of like parallels to crypto? Am I the only weirdo that was like, oh look, it's a bridge. Bridging is a thing right now.
Bridging
enables like the transfer of value. What's going to happen to these two places now that the bridges
are sick individual?
Affect them economically, right?
Like that statement? No, I did not think of that at all.
Biggie, I feel like we do need to get you some help.
No, man.
So, like, keep in mind when a bridge is coming or going from port, you know, the captain's usually on deck. I don't know how far they were from their dock, but
wink, Marty, wink.
Captain's usually on deck, but sometimes you hand it off to the officer of the deck, which is like, you know, next in charge, or it could be the fourth person down the line. It happened in the middle of the night. And it could be somebody that's really inexperienced, or it could be somebody who is really drunk, or really high, or really something. But like that's like they're far off course.
Well, like and the power is on while it's steering towards it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it lost power and then, unless they lost their control, you know, when the light's still on. You know what I mean? But that was what I heard. They lost power and.
The captain was like known for being a specialist of getting in and out of this harbor as well. And also I was told that no cars were affected on the top of the bridge. Only construction workers that were working on the bridge were the ones that were ending up dying or hurting or missing, or I forget what it is. But yeah, my wife said that there was no cars that had any issues there. I thought that was shocking. which lends itself to a conspiracy.
Because they had it closed off. You're right.
Yeah, if you ask Marty McFly.
I mean, you could see cars that just went across the bridge.
Yeah, but if they were construction, they did have it blocked off, which that is actually super interesting. And Marty is not going to say anything about it, which is a bummer.
No, he's quiet right now. That means he's got something good.
Yeah, it means he's got something juicy.
Yeah.
Crazy though.
Yo, what up, Lemony Snicket, sir?
Lemony
All right, Will. Oh man, that's fucking crazy.
Brutal. The whole thing comes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
like
not just
Jenga.
one little area. Yeah, it's crazy.
Shocking stuff. All right. We got a little time to get to the Trump thing. Hang on, sorry. Yeah, I want to touch on the Trump thing real quick just because why not?
Do you have a Trump impression while you're setting this up at all, or no?
Oh God, no. I cannot do any impressions. Henry or Biggie, can you do a Trump?
I can't do Trump.
No.
It seems like it'd be easy to do because it's just like
I can't do it unless I start doing some other shit. But yeah, I'm not very good at it.
Please try to get in that zone.
You fired.
Ooh.
No, I can't do it, dude.
Ooh, I heard a little something there.
Yeah, you just do it out of the blue on like when you're doing a segment.
Do it when we're doing Rate My Bags or again, whatever we're gonna call it.
I'll
Do it
try.
then.
No, I can't do it. I can't do
No,
it.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
It's
Actually.
there. It's just not very good.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw this story this morning and like I think nobody gives a shit, but like to me it's kind of an interesting and big story and nobody talking about it. Not even like the NFT news sites have picked this up. I found it on what was it, Variety? Newsweek. Again, if I go look at like NFT Now and I look at Decrypt, none of them have anything about this, which is weird. Let me make sure of that, but I didn't see anything from anybody else.
Why it's not being traded on OpenSea?
So it sounds like, according to OpenSea, this is actually coming from Trump's side. So here's what's interesting here.
The man needs money.
Well, yeah. So he released this new collection. He does.
Something.
Okay, but I'll set up. He now has 3 collections. He's got Trump Series 1, he's got Series 2, and then he has the Mugshot Edition, which is Series 3. Series 3, when they minted, and they are still minting, I believe. I don't think they sold out. They already, like, it was known ahead of time. You can't trade them till 2025. Okay, so that was in the terms right away. You can't trade those on secondary. That's what's happening here to Trump Series 1. You can trade them again the start of next year, but for this year, you can't. And I'm trying to think why. Is that tax related? Does that have to do with a campaign?
It might be the liberal media. I don't know. It could be the liberal media causing this, possibly.
Also, he just licensed them. Like somebody, like Trump's not doing a smart contract. Obviously, he just licensed his intellectual property to somebody who did these.
Dude, those shoes are incredible. Like those are fucking incredible. I'm not a Trump guy. I always say it, but like I'd wear those shoes every day. You seen them?
I thought you were going to get them, right? Yeah, they're beautiful.
Dude, they sold out so quick, and they're like $5,000 on eBay. They're incredible.
They're like the big, beautiful door he was going to build. The big, beautiful wall with a beautiful door.
Yeah. Nice. That's your impression.
Beautiful shoes.
Like
That's
no. I wasn't.
Okay. Well, so anyway, here's the last point here. You can trade these on Magic Eden right now. You can't on OpenSea. Again, OpenSea came out and said it wasn't them. It was from the Trump side. So, like, something doesn't make sense here. And also the fact that you can trade Series 2 on OpenSea right now. So, like, it just, none of this makes sense. It feels like there's something else to this story. So, it's developing. We'll find out.
Keep us posted, Huda.
I'll call you, like, middle of the night if I get an update, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'll what the fuck? Wow.
Wax
making some moves here.
What?
Yes.
Dude, don't tell Q and don't tell GIF. Any of you guys here that watch NFT Live, do not bring this up tomorrow.
No.
Why?
Way.
They hate wax?
Q did a poll, which I wish I could do here. Q did a poll, should we do a segment on wax? And like he didn't want to, right? Because it's wax. But the vote was yes. And we've like been ignoring it, hoping it just gets forgotten about. So I'm just making sure people don't bring it up because nobody wants to cover it. But
I'm checking my Aether bags right now, sir. This
wow.
could have pumped us real big.
This is interesting. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the story right now. Like
I
it's
need
probably
to
something I'll cover
understand
tomorrow.
why.
Here, if anybody's curious, I'm going to drop this link in our chat. Ape Stacking. Good to see you, brother.
Ape Stacking's here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What up, Ape Stacking?
Hell
Good
yeah.
dude. Good dude.
And of course, Bobby D. Good to see you, brother. All right, we're going to get into Rate My Sack. How's my
Nice.
sack? What can you guys come up with some other names, especially anybody listening? What can we name a segment where we're rating NFT collections? And when I say rating them, I mean, you guys know how the rank kind of, little games work, right? We're going to go through NFT collections, and I'm going to beautify this. I want to come up with our own ranking system, but we're going to find the top collections. We're going to rank them. For now, let's just say F through S at the top. I want more like, NFT royalty, like a CryptoPunk or a like an autoglyph. That would be S tier. But we want I want a cool name.
What is S?
S is
I don't
top
get it.
tier. You don't
Why
get
is
S tier?
Right.
Super tier. Yeah, I always wondered the same, Joe. But if I understand your perplexity,
Well, it
right?
goes A, B, C, D, E, F, and it starts with S. I just don't understand. Shouldn't A be
I thought it was
the
like G, like God tier or
No.
something, but it's S tier for
No,
some
in
reason.
gaming and shit, S is always top tier. S is like the rarest,
Really?
most elite, best, specs. Yeah.
And then it
Okay.
goes A, B, C all the way down?
Yep.
So the only difference is that it's S? That's the difference?
Yeah, I wonder where that started.
You're telling me I
Gamers.
have to just accept this?
Yes. Well, no, because we're not keeping it that. We're literally going to do something again, like maybe top tier is royalty. You know what? Like I want something very DGen and Web3 feeling for each of these categories. So we're going to change the names on them.
Okay,
Bob
so like,
bringing the
bottom
alpha,
would be
saying
like
the
peasant.
S tier goes back to Resident Evil.
That's
Is
cool.
that really where it started?
Mm,
I'm not going to doubt Mr. Driscoll.
Is-
okay.
Legit, that's the start of it though, the origin story.
Oh, okay.
If so, that's fucking wild. That's probably the best piece of news you're getting from the show today.
Mm-hmm. And it didn't come from any of us. It's
We should
amazing.
get Bob up here one day.
It's fair.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm
Chief of
excited about-
Grail tier makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
I feel
Okay.
like you're gonna do,
G
I
for
feel
grape
like-
tier. Oh
I
my
feel-
God.
I feel like if you're gonna change the G, the first one to G, like all of them should be changed. It shouldn't just be like A, B, C, D, E, F. It should be like completely different letters for every different tier with a category that coincides with the letter. But whatever.
Yep.
Let's get to the
Yeah.
game. I could
Yeah,
So here's what we need to do. I think we each need to start, like, we're going to look at a list, and I don't even know our criteria yet. This is definitely going to be an exercise. So we need to figure out how
Should
many we're
we
going to have
need
total.
to look at a list? They should just come up to our heads, no?
I think you're exactly
Warren
right. So
being
this
part
is
of
for inspiration.
Mhm.
And if something stands out as something that's just so damn significant, say it. Say that it belongs right off the bat. So, like, I'm going to go to all time. And so it's like, of course, well, Axie Infinity. That's interesting. I don't know if Axie Infinity belongs on a ranking yet, even though, because maybe they do.
What?
Picture this, because if we go to by every significant project, we're going to have 1,000. And we need this more like a list of like 50.
But I
We
mean,
could do
Axie Infinity is literally the largest, like most sales of all time, right?
Yeah, but I think if we were going to rank, picture this. If we're going to rank them now, they'd probably be like D.
Yikes.
And so I think to
Yeah.
start, we want to get like the real good ones, like the top tier right now, like very relevant right now, and then we work backwards.
Okay.
Actually, probably does belong on there, but there's
Yeah,
a
like-
chance maybe not. They're going to work their way back up into it. I guarantee that.
I don't know about that. In 2001
Whoa.
or whatever, 2000, like Axie was one of those projects where you're like, how much is that thing? Like a fucking 100 ETH for one of those? Like
That was
it just
crazy.
was shocking. I think now it's like a fraction of that. So that's probably why it's dropped down, is that the importance of them all is just basically
There's also like 10 million of them.
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a few. Okay, so let's start with the obvious, like Bored Apes. That has to be there.
Does it have BS now?
I swear to you, man, I would probably put Bored Apes in the A tier right now. I would knock them down, which I don't think we could get away with that, Biggie, over on NFT Live. But
Yeah, I would put him on an A tier. Right
it's
now.
gonna get real spicy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, no, it's got to be top tier.
Okay, this is what's gonna get fun. So what we're gonna do today is get them on a board as far as these are the ones we're gonna start ranking. But I don't think we're gonna start today actually ranking them. I guess we could, right? I think
Yeah, I mean, might as well put it in there. I mean, I guess so hold on. So if we're saying that, like, how do we get to the conclusion? Do we each have our own?
Well,
It's
we have
collaborative.
like a debate and defend our positions.
Yes. Okay. Well, what the fuck are you talking about? How could that not be an S? I mean, how can it not be an S? It's the biggest, most
I'll
successful.
tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's
Okay,
not
good.
to be an S tier. you have to have broken a paradigm, in my opinion. You have to have established a whole new tone, opened up a new panorama, right? So you're talking, for me, S tier, like there's really two I can think of right off the back, and that's punks and squiggles. And squiggles, people use it as a PFP.
Whoa. Punks is part of Yuga Labs, though, which is basically.
Well, we're talking Bored Apes, not Yuga Labs.
Mhm.
Make your case.
They were originally, like, they were not developed or founded by Yuga Labs, right? Like that's Larva Labs. So I would say I would keep those two separately, even though I get it. They're housed in the same place. If not, what? Like you're gonna put my beloved Moonbirds in S tier too? They're kind of wrecked right now.
Yo,
guys, by the way,
S tier.
Punks are absolutely, yeah. And in fact, I think there's going to have to be a category for royalty where there's just no chance of them moving ever. Doesn't matter what happens. Like they're just cemented. Guys, anyone watching, please give us your recommendations for who belongs at least somewhere in this ranking. Who are significant enough, even if it's like E or F, like someone who's just so goddamn awful that they belong on this, and that helps us,
For example, where would
helps
you
us
put
with comparing.
Skulls of Lucy?
Skulls of Lucy. I would probably not even put them in.
And do they count as? I mean, people use them as PFP, but they're kind of more art.
Yeah, I don't think they belong because I also want projects that have impact, and I think that's such a small collection, such a small thing. It's so narrow focused that I don't know if it belongs. As awesome as they are, I don't know if they belong. We're going to debate that though. I like that.
Someone's going to have to calm me down because I literally just want to keep talking this entire time
about Yuga.
Just about like we can't move on. First of all, we're talking about some other thing. Yuga, it's like saying Yuga bought the punks.
We're not talking Yuga, Joe. Literally separate Bored Apes.
Were part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club was the catalyst of Yuga. It is the company Yuga. They were so popular that they ate the punks. I mean,
no. I think you're looking at it wrong. But by the way, I don't disagree that apes can be S tier, but I don't think that it matters whether or not they bought CryptoPunks and where that puts them. I do think that it would be a little bit unfair, even though I think they've lost some culture. I think it would be unfair to take them out of that spot right now. I'm with Joe. I feel like they're S tier. But what would give me some legit like calibration here is to know where you guys put Kongs. That would help me understand. I feel like
at this point I have Kong's A tier, and I'll tell you this: I think they were B tier, probably just.
I think this is a good baseline, like you said. We can fill out the board, and then we can really go at it as we progress on like where should each one be.
All right, yeah, you're right. Let's fill the board up first. Let's put Kongs in the E tier for now, and then we'll discuss where they should end up being.
Motherfucker, guys, give us some. Guys, give us. Wait, hang on. Influencer collections. What does that mean, Benny?
Is that
I might be down for this. Stuff? Only with the like the super hyped ones that got all the Twitter action and all that. But guys, throw some more suggestions as we go through our list and rack our brains trying to think.
Dude, Pippins.
What about this?
Okay.
Cool Cats.
Cool Cats.
Cool Cats. Okay.
What gives the apes a slightly unfair place is that it's hard to extract the fact that they moonpaid their way to the top. And that they might suffer consequences because of that. That being said, it's a debate we can still have. Yeah, Cool Cats C. Yeah, I think Cool Cats is.
I'll tell you this: I'm a harsh critic. Most of my scores will be lower than most people would probably say they deserve, but so be it.
Azuki.
It's got to go A tier to me.
Just for the sake of just for entertainment purposes, think of some spicy ones. As we're peppering in like the obvious
ladies.
Oh yeah.
Ladies.
Yep.
I feel like Milady's is a C tier.
I wish we had the floor prices of all these right now.
Yeah. Now I don't want to copy NFT Live's like strategy rules, whatever. But like as far as criteria for what moves you, it's anything. It can be price, it could be significance, it could be current storyline. It's literally like there's no science to it. It's just make your case and that's that. We settle it here live. Okay.
Oh, Pepin. Ladies.
Pudgy penguins.
Oh, Pudgies. Yeah, Pudgies.
Yeah.
I think they got to go just for what they've done. I think they're solid A.
Pudgies, yeah.
Yeah.
Gutter
Now, when we
cats.
get to the actual rankings, yeah, when we get to the rankings, that's where it's going to be fun. Like, we're just peppering stuff in here, but man, we're going to fucking fight. I can't wait. I can't.
Oh,
wait.
I got one. What about V Friends?
Oh,
Ooh.
dude, good one. Yes.
Got to do it.
Yep.
I'm gonna absolve myself from the beginning conversation of this.
I would put V Friends in the I would put V Friends in the A or B tier.
Wow.
I've always said like they're crazy professional. Gary V does the best event in Web3 in my eyes. So yeah, I realize that's hard for you to comment on, but I solid A. I don't know what happens with the V Friends Series 1 after the third VCon, but
you got any inside info on that, Joe?
No, not really. No.
Sounds like a little.
No, I don't. I mean, honestly, any info that I had is probably expired at this point anyway, because shit changes all the fucking time within all these projects. You know what I mean? Like the bear market basically just wiped out every project. So I think that A or B for V Friends is probably right. I mean, their floor price, I think, is above an ETH or close to an ETH. So I think that that's pretty significant. It is one of those projects that like it does not get the DGen Web3 stamp of approval a lot of times. But its community and its floor prices and all that sort of stuff is, and its founder, Gary, is kind of, you know, an engine that you can't sort of deny.
Oh, Trump.
Come on, man. Put that
No.
F.
That's like a
It's
F.
I guess we got to establish the whale shit.
That shouldn't even be on.
That can't be.
Right
Yeah,
there.
no.
Dude, one of the most significant NFT collections, period.
We can
the
debate.
president of the
Start
United
it
States
lower.
with a 3. Yeah, I'm just placing it on the board somewhere. We'll put it here to start.
Just put it over top of Henry's face right now.
Yeah.
Can you drag it over Henry's face?
Yeah.
I just had a good one. Somebody mentioned D-Gods. I think that's a good one to put on there.
Yep.
I feel like that's C, maybe B.
And for now, we'll let D-Gods represent Utes too. We'll like split it off when I think it matters, when they've actually like differentiated them. But for now, just we'll consider them kind of. I feel like they're the same-ish at this point.
That's a cool
Trump's
fucking
knee.
sketch. I like
You
that.
art, huh? Again? So dumb, dude. A? No, I think D-Gods C, right? Yeah.
I don't know about D-Gods at all.
C, yeah. Dead Fellas is interesting.
Is
I
it
feel like
They're not.
no, 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 it is not.
You
But-
guys are so mean.
Oh, is Biggie a Dead Fellas fan?
I have a
Benny
dead fella, yeah.
Oh.
But it's all right. Like I get it, man.
Captains.
It's
Yes.
it's been painful.
Ooh, Captains. That's a great one.
Would that be under Meme Land, or do they have a captain's account?
No, they have Captains. But yeah, because they have the Captains and Potatoes and MVP.
But they got like an actual captain's account, like a Twitter account?
No. It's
Okay.
it's under
I'll do
Mainland.
one.
Yeah, sorry.
So bringing up Deadfellas, what I really do like about Deadfellas is Betty, their founder. I think that's really cool to have a representation of like a female founder that's doing really big things. The other one I would say is World of Women is kind of in there as well. I don't know what happened with them, but like I don't know the floor price. I know that it was kind of like falling off a map, but it's something to bring up, I guess.
Yeah.
I think World of Women is now down to like CD.
So like that's where I want to start filling out that stuff after. I want to make sure we're getting all the
big dog
top ones that are current, like current top dogs, and then we start filling out
Fluff
like historical
World,
stuff.
I think should be in the conversation.
Fluff World?
The rabbit moved around and stuff, and then music.
Why?
You can put it out there. They got
dropped their metaverse land. They've got the open metaverse, like about to. I mean, as a contender to say the other side and stuff like that. They've got some pretty solid partnerships with Ready Player One and solid stuff in the work. I think you're going to see them deliver a lot this year.
It's interesting. Like, I don't hear anything about them ever. Like nothing.
It's like a faction. It's like if you know Fluff World, you know Fluff World. I think it belongs on there.
Does it? Okay.
I do.
And you'll hear more about Futureverse now. I think they'll start to make more noise this year.
Mad Lads. Yeah, I mean we're talking all projects, right?
Yeah, Mad Lads and Tensorians and Klano.
Is this Fluff World? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's Fluff World.
And where would you guys put them? Just ballpark right now.
C-ish. We could debate.
Maybe put it like B a little more because they have delivered a lot. They have a whole bunch of quests right now going on. Pretty engaged community.
Yeah.
You
Kind of next to
Dog
Bored
and-
Apes feels
And
about
Cool
right.
Cats are like hanging in there.
Yeah, all these projects are kind of hanging in there, you know.
Yeah. Doodles. Okay, I see Doodles there.
Duties.
Yeah,
great one.
kaiju.
And
Ooh,
Jesus,
yeah.
Rebel
like the
with
kaiju.
stoner cats.
Oh, and the Pudgies. You haven't put the Pudgies.
Pudgy, yep, let me get them. Okay, Doodles, Pudgies. Yeah, think of what do you think is like something bold? Like
know.
you know what? Good like context. Something like CryptoFunks or something like something that's a little more edgy. Because I want to see how those
V1
Rikta
punks.
guys. V1 Punk. Oh, I
No,
like that.
dude.
Oh, that's a
I
good one.
love that.
I like that. Yeah. B1 Punks. Hell yeah.
That's a great one.
It's like
I was gonna that's a whole episode into itself.
yeah, that's
It
like
is.
it's like fetch. It's not gonna happen, dude.
What?
Oh man. Let's see.
Do you have
Like
pudgies on there?
Not yet, I don't.
and goblins? No, right?
God,
Yeah. You want to bring them into the combo. I mean, we'll need some crap to have a
Yes.
benchmark, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
I think
here's the
Mooncats belong on there for sure.
Yeah, I think so. We're
Somebody
going to
mentioned
end up probably needing multiple lists. Again, others that do this struggle. There's so many, and then you have to really dial it in. Like maybe there's a separate art one, maybe a separate gaming one eventually. This will get as deep as we want it to. Here's the thing. I always think that the Rate My Whatever segment, the NFTs, is like one of the most fun things, especially when it's all there and you just get to the debating part. So like, to me, the more categories, the merrier, and it's just going to be like a ton of fun.
Or you
So-
bring in like a new one into the mix, right? That you think should be in the conversation.
Yeah. Pixels. Oh my God, that's a great one.
which ones? What is it?
Pixels,
Pixels.
on Ronin.
Mm.
Do you know them, Joe?
Pixels on Ronin? No. Does
Hit
anyone
you
know
with the
that?
Ronin
They were on
Rewind.
Polygon. Yeah, they're
They're going to be maybe an
legit.
A.
Come on,
I
man.
feel like they're I think they're an A.
Does this have anything to do with the fact that you guys are going on Ronin right now? Is that like a purpose drop right there? Like, oh,
They're like the most active like Web3 game right now. They're
Yeah.
like doing fucking phenomenal.
cool.
Here's a good one: Grifters.
Oh, I
Ooh,
like
that's a great one.
X copy grifters, huh?
Yeah, it's
That's an
art,
interesting
but they are PFPs. You know, people do use them.
Oh, I like
This
that
list
one.
seems like it's going to take us forever.
It is. That's why. Okay, so that's why I think throughout the week, depending on how this goes right here, because we only got 8 minutes left, we maybe spend 5 to 10 minutes each episode building it out, leading up to an event. The event where we actually duke it out and rank them, and we need to get the community involved for this. So, guys, we're actually going to have on Friday a segment where people call in. I think that might be the best day to actually start our first ranking because I want you guys to call in and give us like help with our ranking of these.
Dude, we have such great ones: Mochaverse, Oniforce, Sappy Seals,
There's so
Ranga,
many.
Mooncats. You guys are awesome, man. You're on it.
Node monkeys.
Squigs and Fidenzas unfortunately don't factor in here, Jeremy. I sometimes try to get them in there. At least Squiggles, right? Like people do use them as PFP.
We got a Zuki Snicket. Bears Deluxe. Yeah, they no. We need projects like that on here too. Zen
Okay.
Apes.
Let me look through some of these comments here.
That was
Sandbox.
a joke. Yeah, we could put them down in the
Sandbox?
basement.
Okay,
Oh my
this
God.
actually belongs. The Plague.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, dude, that was a long time ago. Is this the same one I'm thinking about?
Yeah, I think they became more relevant because they do the ownership, the rights, you get equity in the company, and I think that kind of with Wrecked Guys kind of made them, kind of brought them a little more modern.
Wrecked Guy, speaking of PFP, I think Wrecked Guy definitely deserves to be up there.
Yeah, I need to double check the Plague and see if they've actually they got price action guys, like are they actually kind of relevant right now or no?
I haven't heard that name mentioned in a long time.
Oh, they were news. Am I spelling Plague right? I don't even know. Oh, you know what?
Maybe
I
it's
think-
just without the THE. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're not tradable on OpenSea now. I think there was something with that.
Crypto Toads.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Anonymice.
Now that I think would be interesting up there because
Oh yeah, no, nice.
because they are just kind of a nothing now, a nothing burger. So
Wicked
here's the plague
craniums.
NFTs. Man, so many, right? So okay, that's where I think we get to the level where they don't matter. Okay, let's think about this. This is just like helping us calibrate.
Nouns.
Do we want room for like the right now current projects to be able to even put right now projects at like CD? You know what I mean? CD, F. Like, and what I mean by that is you could still have a good project that technically is ranked kind of low, just to give some separation between like the guys who are just so much bigger and better right now. Or do we want all these historical ones that are just done? Like just done and wrecked and nothing and just have, you know what I mean? Like, do we want that? Or do we want like a really fleshed out current thing?
Sorry, I'm just thinking of things.
Like, because for context, like if we did it that way where it's just mostly current stuff, but even a good current hot project could be E. So what that would look like is CryptoPunks, of course, at S, but Milady, as great as it is, like D. And maybe Grifters, C, and maybe Azuki's more like B. Like, it's just a way to separate out even the big ones even further.
Yeah, Wicked Craniums has their thing going on. It's an Ape Stackett's point. It's not with Live Nation. I forgot who they're with that they teamed up with for like concert tickets.
And then do we need the like a Avenged Sevenfold up there too with like their similar-ish thing, which I've heard has done really well.
What's Wicked Craniums?
Oh, you don't, dude. We did those together.
Sir.
Did
Joe,
we?
That was like a moment for us.
Are those the skeleton guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were shortly after the Bored Apes, like right after.
Yeah.
They were so fun. I had my little Harry Potter dude, and me and like Art Chick were like running with this Harry Potter like meme about them. Dude, that brings back memories. Holy cow.
Super Yeti Suite. Cyber Brokers, bro.
Yes, like that.
Cyber Brokers, bro.
Although I love them, but they're right at that line where I'm like, are they relevant enough right now?
Avastars. What?
Oh my God.
Avastar, dude.
Yeah.
Some of them are historically relevant, but they're just not popular at all.
Well,
I got one. That's like the biggest PFP that started it all.
The biggest that started it all, like Crypto Skulls.
No, it's the kitties, dude.
Crypto Kitties.
Penelope's Country Club is going up here.
No, the Crypto Kitties.
No.
Penelope's.
Oh God.
No. Put them in there. They're close friends of ours.
Yeah, Kaiju's got to hit the list.
So when do we fight about everything? Is what I want to know.
I don't even see how we finish this list. We're not even halfway there.
Dude, okay, so this is going to be a month-long exercise. So I think the best way to do this is each day, 10 minutes a day, putting into adding stuff to the list. When we feel like we got our list, then we schedule our first actual real ranking. We can tweak as we go, though. But I think that's the best way to have a very comprehensive list.
Are we just gonna leave it like this right now, where it's just all fucked up?
Yep, because I'm gonna have the chart looking different. Like I'm gonna spice this thing up.
Okay,
Joe, this is the first time you do these. The rate mines. They're so frustrating. I always leave unsatisfied.
Oh yeah, I mean, can you imagine?
You're gonna love it.
Not that, and they're like, oh, look at the fucking list these idiots come up with. They got fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Dude, idea. We need one for meme coins. That would be really fucking fun. Although, do you just go by price and market cap at that point?
They're such flash in a pan, like
kinda. I mean, they are, but I'm talking like the big ones. You know what I mean? Like,
we're already talking about how long this is going to take us. We can't just jump to meme coins now. It's going to be
not now, but we got time. We're doing this forever, Joe. The rest of your life, this show is going to be part of it.
Exciting,
yeah. Degenerate Ape Society, yeah. Man, there's so many. We're gonna have to get into Solana ones. We need to start.
I was gonna say,
Bitcoin.
like, you could probably just look at this chat afterwards, Huda, and get all the ones that the crew has mentioned, and like you'll have a very solid board.
And here's what sucks, dude, is that like it changes all the time, right? Like the moment it changes. So it's like the list depends on the time, does it not? Or are we talking about the historical significance and how it's going to hold up? I think that's important.
To me, that's where S is reserved for. If you're historically significant, it doesn't matter what your price. To me, Avastars could go in S tier. because it's not about the price.
Right.
Um,
It's on chain. It's OG.
Yep.
It's important.
Yep.
I mean, Bored Ape. I mean, come on, y'all. What the fuck are we doing? We look like a bunch of fucking idiots right now.
That's mission accomplished then.
See, for me, like Avastars, it's like everything you said, Joe. Yes, on paper, paper, but in reality, nobody fucks with that.
I know.
Like nobody uses them as a PFP. Nobody talks about. They're completely irrelevant in that regard. Like it's only if you were to do like archaeology and have to look at the history papers would you like see mooncats and crypto kitties and as like a relic of the times and relevant, but only in that scope, right? Whereas like something like CryptoPunks transcends all that. It's been through all these different epochs, and that's why
there's one interesting take about this, I would say, is that since things change all the time, a couple of things will not change. Is that like projects that are on chain cannot change. If the sites go down or if something happens like that, the art will forever be encapsulated on the Ethereum blockchain with a handful of projects, which I think is kind of cool. Like everything else kind of changes. Oh, the relevance of it, that can change in a day.
I don't think it being on chain matters, Joe.
Well, not anymore. It doesn't. But
I think it does have a certain cachet for purists out there, and I think like as you start seeing like stuff like the bridging of assets, eventually we've talked about this before. Like you're gonna see the teleburning of assets and stuff like that, and I think some stuff won't matter as much. But when you're talking about assets that are on chain, I think that kind of they're forever tied to that chain, right? Like to that canvas. I think like there is something to that, to have like 100% on-chain art. It does carry a certain weight or authority just because of even like the technical complexity that it used to entail and the cost and curve.
But think of this: Rare Pepe #1 it does not have an image anymore because the image is not on chain.
Yeah,
but to me that doesn't affect the value of it at all, like not even a little bit. So as much as like I am an on-chain guy, I love it, I prefer it and all that, I don't think it matters to me. It's always just the token itself.
You're not, because you just said that, but
that would be interesting to see like if the market agreed with you, right? If they sold it like that, like a Christie's or something, said like here used to be a Pepe.
Yeah.
Here's a snapshot of it. Unfortunately, it is no longer tied, and this is just a token that represents it.
All right, can I do a scenario with you, Huda, real quick?
Yeah.
First of all, obviously you don't care about on-chain if you're saying this, but like you're saying that the image is no longer there, right? Let's go into the future with me for 1 second. Can you come into the future with me, Huda?
Okay, hang on.
Are you ready?
There.
We're there. We're 5,000 years into the future. We're talking about NFTs. Let's say that you can go back and look and find the art of a specific PFP, one of the first ever, and they look at the Rare Pepe and they're like, oh, you can't decipher what the image actually looked like. It's like having a photo. Yeah. You can go back to an Avastar, look at the code, and piece together that ancient 5,000-year-old picture due to the fact that it is on chain forever.
Yep.
That's the permanence of that is the value.
That is why it's significant.
But the provenance of the Rare Pepe still exists. The image is gone, but the actual, I would assume the contract and the token ID and all the token information is on chain. So if you're then presented with Rare Pepe #1 with no image and Avastar number 5,000, or let's say Avastar #1, would you take Avastar #1 over the Rare Pepe with no image?
Huda, I did not bring us back to the present yet. We're still in the future. Okay. All right, now let's get back to I'm just saying, now we're going to go back. The fact that you can piece together an image is very fucking cool. And that's what's cool about it.
Cool.
It's like a mystery. Like, let's say you're like, oh, a mystery. What's going on? We can look at these original PFP. Yoda's falling asleep. What's going on? I'm just saying,
ridiculous, right?
It's just
no one fucking cares, Joe. Okay, no one fucking cares about the on-chain art. They want their bags pumped, bro.
It's too late in the show to really get into this right now, but I'd like to revisit it because it's some bullshit that we're talking. Like, if you don't see what I'm talking about, there's an issue with you, not with me.
It's funny, dude, because I'm with you. I'm with you. I love
like
the on-chain. I respect the on-chain. I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter.
It's like
I used to be there, Joe. I used to be there.
I know you did.
You got this space. You learned what the space is.
They don't care.
Did you come into the future with us? Did you come into the future with us? Could you feel the future?
But if I went there, I'm pretty sure that most people there would also be like, we don't care. Like, we have this new thing and it's way fucking cooler than this thing that you're showing me from 5,000 years ago. And if that thing's not worth any money, we don't fucking care.
Have you seen Indiana Jones? Like, they go back. Oh, yeah, can you talk over this? It's like watching like a fingerprint appear out of nowhere. Like, oh my God, there's a fingerprint. It's an image. Oh, it's someone. Oh, now we can find.
Hold on. It's the future calling. They don't give a fuck. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
And that's how we'll end it. Beautiful job, boys. Beautiful.
Oh,
here's how the list looks right now. There's just a starting place. Let's make a goal, again, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day until we get it in the right place. That we'll just add a little more and add a little more. And if you want to change some stuff around and you make a case, that's fine. But let's just say our goal is for in a month, hopefully sooner, but in a month, we'll do our first official, like, going to war and getting our rankings correct. We'd love people watching to participate there. Again, calling in. And again, maybe this Friday call in. I'm going to try to get it set up by then. But you call in and you give us some of your takes, too, on some of this stuff as we're building the list out. So I think that'd be cool. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is episode number 5. We've done 5 now. I want to start numbering them on the thumbnail. But fuck, I'm digging it, guys. Glad you're along for the ride. Glad you guys are all here with us. Anything else? Any housekeeping just to tidy this up? We're all good?
No, we're good.
We're all fucking good. All right. Guys, hope you all have a great night. Tomorrow morning, you're going to get your morning update, the market, the latest happenings. We'll see you guys then. Hang on. What do I want to end it on? Eclectic? Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool, like, in the future, like, when we have our shows, like, when we have, like, the first show, if their video's not there, we'll just be like, oh, look, the show used to be there. Look how valuable that fucking show is.
The provenance.
He's starting to get it.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Starting to get it. Have a great evening, guys. See ya.
Bye, sirs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until their client either buys or fucking dies!
Being sober. Fucking sucks. Boring, right? So boring. I want to kill myself.
Good night, guys.